this computer. Go for it.
Okay, so let me repeat what I just said, which is let's start with a methodical approach to how do I change the fonts in this thing. I'm going to start with, I open the project, I'm going to open the splash screen, and then look at this, we have some font, right? There's some fonts. Let's go and ask, what is that? There's the Hindi one, and right next to it is the Korean one, which is just scrolled off the bottom of this little menu. So the Korean one we're talking about, and it is a button, and it has a sub-object of a text on it. And oh, look, there's a text, and look what font is on there. Font is listed under font. So what about the Hindi one? What does the Hindi one got? Oh, look at that. The Hindi one has a different font on it. What does Chinese have? Chinese has this font on it, and English has Dimbo, right? So you had mentioned we kind of liked the way we approached Chinese. So I'm looking at the English, which is the one that you chose. So you definitely chose, Scott chose a Ridge Dimbo Regular for English. That was a deliberate choice. And then for Chinese, this one, I believe, was chosen. So I'm going to say, well, what are those? Just click. And that'll take me to this fonts folder. Oh, look, there's this fonts folder, and the Chinese one is sitting there right next to it. Okay, so I know I want to do that. And then there's nothing else in the fonts folder. There's a Jupyter that I don't think we use anywhere. Okay, and so there's that. That's a start. I would think that somebody ought to be able to import the font that you want and then assign it to this object to put the style on there. That will not solve everything, though. The next step is you test it out and you go, okay, well, wait, that's how it's on that one button. How about all the other buttons? So I'm going to hit play. I'm waiting for it. Is it not going to run?
May take a while.
Yeah, it's Unity's not happy. It says something about somebody's got some package that it doesn't like. Okay, here we go. Let's change to Chinese. This button reacted. Right, this green button here reacts to that, so I can use that to say, okay, what's going on with that green button? Green button has a text on it, and that text is currently on not the same one that I had. Notice, right? It's different. Okay, so go back to game. I'm going to change to English, and notice that this font changes when I do. Okay, so something is causing that to happen. While I'm here, let's go and see what those are. So we'll notice under Assets, Resources, Fonts are the fonts. They're under the Resources folders. That means these are loaded in real time. That's why they're there. What caused that to change? Well, it was on this object. What do we got on this object? Oh, there's something called localized text. Let's investigate what is that. Let's see. Oh, look, there's a font thingy. You see this?
I do.
There's a font thingy on here. What does that do? Oh, look. There's a language selector that changes the font depending on what language you're in. I'm going to need to add one to that to handle new languages.
Right, or several.
Yeah, whatever new languages you want to add there, you're going to have to You're going to have to add them to this table. And you'll notice that what it does is it chooses a font and then loads that font out of the resources folder. This one loads that font out of the resources folder. So that's what we got to do. We got to put the font you want into the resources folder and then put the name of that font here in this switch table. And then we also have to hook up this menu. It just says Korean. Hook up this menu with the font and the correct string.
Excellent. Good deal. We done?
Yeah.
All right, cool.